Welcome. This is our fellow reporter. Welcome, everyone, to episode 10, right?
Hello.
Yeah, 10.
Decade.
A decade, episode 10 of the podcast. This is the first episode that we're recording this Saturday, and for better or worse, it'll come out Monday. So that also means this will be a very clean episode, because no redacted statements from me, at least.
No bleepy bitty bleeps.
No nothing.
It's good, boys.
Been whatever bank we had, we used up. It's been 3 weeks. Right? This is
3 or 4.
yeah, been quite a while. So last time you would have heard us, we were going on the camping trip that following week. But we're gonna start off with just seeing how our weeks went, I guess, or if anything happened. Trey, how was your previous weeks?
It honestly doesn't even feel like it's been that long.
Is that because you
only
keep
been,
dreaming
like,
about us?
2 weeks. But I don't even know if I can remember the week before this one. But this past week was horrible. Every day.
Okay.
Every day at work was just something else. Absolutely trash. So I'm glad it is Saturday right now.
Because you talked about something that your work mandates.
Yeah.
That I told Dan, I was telling people this, and you should see their face. It was this. If it wasn't like a Saturday and you had to release this Monday, I would say cut in on my face, but don't worry about it. But it's literally like,
I got you.
thank you, cut in.
Yeah, so basically every manager bought a specific book to read, and we have to read the first 3 chapters, and then at the end of the month we have to all group up on our day off, by the way. Yeah.
Dude, there's no way.
How? You can't mandate that.
There's no way.
To talk about
Wait, are you salary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
And I'm sure he signed it when he started the job.
yeah.
No one reads what they're signing.
So March 30th or something. It's a Friday. I have to go in and talk about this book that I don't want to read.
Hey, you know what you
Yeah.
should do is you should be like, all right, cool. Hey, the next book should be the Bible. Let's do that. I
Yeah.
bet that'd throw them for a loop.
There's great leadership tips in the Bible.
Brandon, how's your weeks?
Okay.
Hopefully better than those.
Yeah, definitely wasn't horrible. The week following up to the podcast or camping trip,
Mm-hmm.
that Thursday, I came home and woke up Friday sick. I think that's how the timeline went. Yeah. Yeah, so I was sick. And I don't get sick very often, and normally if I do it's not bad. This was horrible. Like I just mucus and coughing and sneeze. And my headache. I don't get headaches.
Ugh.
My body was like, hey.
Knock it off.
Welcome to your mortality.
Yeah, right. And I was sick on the camping trip. Fire, turns out smoke makes it significantly worse.
Oh.
Let's see. I don't really remember much else today. No, yesterday for lunch, I'm doing a job that's an hour away, north-ish of where we are. And it's a rich area, and there's all kinds of food. So I was on lunch, and I was like, you know what? I want to try something different. So I went and I got some miso ramen from a Japanese place.
Oh.
Wow. Dude, there was so much flavor and good flavors, and they didn't feel super heavy, but they still felt filling. Like I was stuffed at the end. It had like pork belly in it, and it had egg, and it had corn and stuff in this miso broth that's made from like miso and like bone broth. It's like real.
Mm-hmm.
And after I ate it, this tells you how unhealthy I am. I felt good. I ate it and I felt clean. So kudos to Japanese food in general. Like I want to figure out a way to like make that my norm because it was so freaking good, and I felt amazing afterwards.
Was it pricey at all?
It was a big bowl,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like $9.
It's usually a lot of
It's
food.
not
though.
bad.
But yeah, I was stuffed, and only like $9. I mean, like
It'll get you through.
I was good for the rest of the day.
Soup will fill you up.
And the flavor, and it's not. I wouldn't call it soup.
No, but like I just mean like all that liquid plus the stuff in.
Well, because it was a crap ton of noodles, a whole bunch of meat, and then also bamboo in there, which was delicious, and then these eggs, which are boiled in the miso broth, and they were like, it just all went together so well. It was so good. I don't know. But yeah, the other thing happened today. I was leaving Roll King, and I just see this guy walking on the side of the road with his brand new bolt cutters. Big ones, man. He's just walking, and I'm like, wonder what he's going to do.
Go rob some storage units.
Right.
With his brand new bolt cutters. They still had a tag on them and everything. It's weird, man.
Or he couldn't get into his storage unit, so he had to go buy bolt cutters.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But it was also curious he was walking because he was going to cross 23. So
No,
I just feel like he
It's
was
a
up
little
to no
suspect.
good. Yeah.
It's never a good idea to cross 23.
No, it's dangerous.
A lot of people have died doing that.
Yeah,
Actually.
and I feel like they should just get rid of the crosswalks.
I didn't know they had crosswalks.
They do. They have 2 of them.
Jeez.
One by DuPont area, I think, kind of around there, and then one. Whatever, doesn't matter. They have some.
I also didn't know they had any.
But yeah,
It's crazy.
that was my week's. Something else happened, but I can talk about it later because I'm using a lot of time up.
Okay.
It's just a little. I had a new Subway girl.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, we'll come back to that.
Sure. So how was your
Subway,
your
babe.
pastime?
Yeah, my last couple weeks were okay. So Brandon was sick when we went camping. And since then, all of us that were with him have gotten sick.
Get Brandon.
In different ways, too.
Yep.
It's not like Brandon had X, Y, and Z and we all had the same thing.
Mutated.
All 3 of us, Trey, Cody, and myself, all got some kind of sickness. And I never get sick. The only thing in my adult life that's gotten me sick is COVID. I don't know if this was COVID. I didn't test. I don't think it was.
I didn't test either.
Mine wasn't. I got tested at urgent care.
I don't know. But I was really disappointed in
Part of me feel like
myself.
I should have got tested before I went camping, but
I did. I had some medical stuff with an employee. He had an incident at work. I'll get into that later. It was not a fun week for me either. Yeah.
we got a lot done this week. I'm learning to do tile for a shower, and it's a lot of fun. And it's like really satisfying and rewarding to see, because you have to pay attention to detail when you're doing this kind of stuff. Like when you're putting these big shower tiles up, you want to make sure they're pushed in, they're secured. You want to make sure all of it is as even of a level as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just looks like trash. But you're also making sure your grout lines are good. We use spacers, but sometimes you have to adjust. But making sure you have nice straight lines in your grout lines and everything. And then the grouting is fun because it's satisfying. We're using like a mixed grout where you mix it with a hardener solution, replaces water. Yeah, a lot of fun. Did flooring in there. It's looking good in that bathroom, and the clients are cool.
Nice.
So that's satisfying.
Yeah.
That's how I felt when I did our kitchen backsplash.
Yeah, and you guys did a good job. Or did you just do it?
Me and Maddie
You
did it together.
Yeah, it looks good. I remember I was looking at it.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about tile is what's called bullnose. And there's 2 different kinds of bullnose. There's tile bullnose, and then there's like a metal bullnose. But all they are basically end caps, where you would end your tile to make a nice smooth transition. So the tile ones, for example, are the same height as a tile, but on the end of them they have a factory-made curve. So it
To kind of like signify the end.
So yeah, it really like brings everything together. And then what we're doing in this shower, and I'm talking about a lot, it's a shower, stand-up shower. We have a bench that we built, and then they have this big jacuzzi tub. So we tile all around the wall of the jacuzzi tub too, and on the front of where it's drywalled in front of the jacuzzi tub is tile. So we're cut these nice 45 angles in this tile because we got a new tile saw. It's a Cobalt. It's like $400.
Yeah.
I have complaints about it, but also it's better than the one we were using before. Because you never know until you get it. It's like,
Sounds like a Fat Man Fishing tour review.
that'd be cool, but it's not mine. I mean,
Stay tuned.
Um,
Well, that's perfect.
But
You
I-
didn't spend your money on it. You can give an unbiased review.
yeah, and well, the review would be for Dan too. I was using it most, and there are just some things I was realizing that they should have added and stuff. But yeah,
That's
Not
a go ahead.
I was gonna say not to talk about tools, but I would definitely like reviewing stuff like that.
Well, that's a unique point that I don't think, and it doesn't matter, but I don't think people think about it. You don't know what you need in anything, whether it's a microphone, a tool, an audio equipment. You don't know what you need until you've already been doing that or you've gotten some experience. Like,
Yeah.
if I were to go use a tile saw, it'd be my first time, and I'd be like, okay, this works.
Yeah.
Whereas if I were to go,
Sorry.
that was a cool
Bless
noise.
I went,
Got a little piggy in there or something.
get out.
But like if I'm gonna be buying a new camera, I know what I need because of what I'm already doing. And,
Yeah.
Correct.
Trey, if he was looking for a new set of headphones, which would be ridiculous, he would know what he wants out of a new set of headphones. It's a unique thing that I never really thought about before until I got good at a couple things in life.
Especially when you're doing it for a job too, and you want these improvements on this tool, for example, because it would make the job go more efficiently.
Right.
And it'd lead to less mistakes, because when you're cutting tile can chip, tile can crack, and then that piece you're cutting is ruined.
Yeah.
And a few of those occurrences that happened, there wasn't a lot. It was not because of the saw. It was because of the cut we were doing with the tile. It just wasn't possible. I did this cut 3 times, and Dan was like, all right, I'll do it, because he's more experienced, and it broke with him.
Was it just a hard angle or something?
Well, it's just this. It's not an angle. It's how little material you have. So the integrity, you have to make this cutout. There's it's gonna be shelving in the shower. So we have a cutout on the wall, and the shelf goes in, but you have to cut the tile around that. And they're big pieces. They're 23 and 3/4 long by 12 or 13 inches, something like that. So you're cutting the square out, but where it had to be for the tile to follow the pattern is towards the end. So there's a weak point, and because of the vibration of cutting tile, just snapped off each time.
Yeah, because I had to use a manual one for ours, and I couldn't get it to cut clean on any of the pieces, so I just had to basically hide it with the outlet.
So the tile that and that's smart, that we do that all the time. Tile saws that we use are wet or dry.
Mm-hmm.
The wet's better because it keeps the dust down, and if you go really slow, so the best way to cut tile is to score. You're basically just doing it in passes. So you're not cutting all the way through. You're just doing it in passes. So with the saw, it's like bzz, bzz, and you're just slowly going through it. That way you're not chipping the top, which is the laminate side.
Yeah.
And then you're preventing the chances of it snapping off prematurely. I guess we're talking about tile saws.
Welcome, contractors.
Yeah. Welcome, contractors. Que pasa, güey, amigo? Sorry.
Say it again for our Spanish folks.
Que pasa, güey, amigo?
Thank you.
Arigato.
One thing that's the points I get at work. One thing you might notice is that Trey and I are not wearing shoes, but Brandon is. Let's see your boots. Let's see. Yeah.
You want to know why?
Yeah, we do want to know.
I think actually Spencer should tell it because he's the one that noticed it. But I just want you to know, you
Okay.
people who he's about to talk to, or about, we're opposites. Like, we're opposite people.
You are not compatible.
Like, if I met you and I knew that about you, like, I couldn't be your friend. In fact, if you were a fan, I don't think I'd want you to be near me, though.
Because I don't mind. You can be near me.
I just feel like you're gonna like rip my boots off and start taking pictures. Like, let me see them, and I'm just like disadvantaged because you have some big friends holding me down and you're ripping my shoes off.
Trey and Spencer do it. Why don't you?
Yeah,
They're okay.
Take 'em
you guys
off
are like
now.
recording it. This is good content. I'm just going.
Stop filing.
Anyway,
Yeah. So I have like the YouTube Studio app on my phone, and I look at analytics, and one thing YouTube is good at is giving you analytics and a lot of things to measure and look at. And I noticed we were getting a lot of views from a particular playlist. Now this playlist, I'm actually going to pull it up and make sure I read it right because it's got a very specific name. But it's about feet. And it's about male feet and socks in podcasts. That is the most specific thing I've ever heard of in my life. First of all, who even thinks of that? Who are you that you took the time to think, there are men. Those men are in podcasts. Those men in podcasts are in barefoot and socks sometimes. Let's make a playlist on YouTube about that. So this playlist is called Male Feet and Socks in Podcasts. 90% of our recommended views on playlists are from this playlist, and it's gotten us to date 182 views just from this one podcast, or from this one playlist. 2 of our videos are featured in it to date, for now anyway. And it's just insane to me that, like, how freaking that's like a playlist on YouTube, men fishing without gloves, or men fishing with nice hands. Like, how freaking random is that?
It's the compartmentalization that I have an issue with. Because when you compartmentalize a specific thing like that, you know your fetish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and you're proud of it.
Oh, it's not feet, buddy. It's feet with socks in this one.
Or socks.
That's
feet
what I mean.
And or socks.
And right. Or maybe he's like,
male.
You know what? I'm feeling some male feet socks on today.
Yesterday
was just feet.
Yep.
How far does it go?
Do you have a left
socks,
or right?
Left, right, jeans, no jeans, shorts.
Big, small, hobbit, pretty.
Yeah.
We got it all covered.
Where's your limit?
It really makes me want to bring back the idea of doing the only feet thing. And I mean that in the most serious way. And when I found this, I literally I died laughing of the randomness of it. And I texted these guys.
I was so annoyed by it.
He hated it. He had no joy in it. Trey and I were like, it was the greatest thing ever. Who thinks of that? And how did you find us? Who thinks of that, and who found us to add us to this playlist?
I bet you're sweaty. What? I bet they're a sweaty person. They're just sweating all the time.
My other question is, and I think I know the answer, are you guys that are watching this men or women? Because it doesn't say, it's not directed to, like, men, feet, and podcasts for women.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is a dude all the way.
Oh, I think so too. But like, it's so random.
Do we have tags on our, like, is podcast a tag on the videos?
Yeah, sometimes.
So maybe they literally just look up podcasts and they just search the thumbnails. Like, oh, this one might work. This one might work.
I mean, thank you. I appreciate the views. I'm telling you, I got nice feet for a big fat guy.
I'm not selling my
They're not
soul.
calloused. They're not discolored. They're not overly hairy.
What's next, Spencer? We're going to have to do an episode with no pants on or something?
We're not on that playlist.
What if we were?
Well, then we'd have to
We'd have to have that meeting. Like, all right, guys, it's time. We got to have this meeting.
Yep.
This has to be a shorts-only podcast, this episode. We want to get our numbers up.
Yep, then we got an elbows episode where we have to go sleeveless.
Knees with kneecaps? Or
because I'm keeping this I'm keeping this as clean as possible so that it's easy to edit. I'm not going to say what just came into my head. But it would have been funny. But I'm not going to say it. Because we need to be able to release this Monday.
Yeah. Tight on time today.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I could not believe that was a thing. I'm serious. The randomness of it, it made my day. I literally sat on the couch looking at it and talking to these guys about it for probably a half hour. And I couldn't believe it. So thank you.
Yeah.
Keep it coming.
Brandon's really supportive, by the way.
Next episode, I'll be wearing plastic bags over my feet.
We'll blur it out.
Yeah. If we have time, blur my foot out. Yeah. It's so funny. Women get sexualized quite a bit on apps. And a lot of the times, they don't deserve it. Sometimes they do. Not deserve it, but...
Sometimes they're doing it.
Sometimes it's like, come on, really?
Right.
Like, you're wearing this.
Yeah.
Which I get they want to feel sexy, but maybe if you don't want to deal with the chance of being sexualized, maybe not wear it. But a lot of girls are just being a girl, and they're still sexualized.
There's a lot of pervs in this.
I don't want to say I understand how you feel at all, but I could like 1% maybe.
It's like a glimpse.
A glimpse into the life.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm here for you.
Um,
Trey's here for you too. He's being pretty hush hush about it, but he was all about it.
I think it's funny, but not as in like a
Not funny, haha.
not as in like laughing at you. Think you're
The scenario
a
is
weirdo.
hilarious.
The scenario is funny to me
It's just
because
who
I don't have
thought
that
of
link in
this?
my brain and I don't understand it. So I just think
That's
it's
true,
really
too.
funny that someone came to our podcast and was just watching because I had socks on. It's just funny to me. I don't know why.
and barefoot, and you were picking your toes once or
yeah,
twice.
I'm bad about that. I'm anxious. I'm a picker. I'm a fidgeter, and I get that from Dad, and I hate it. Cause Dad talks like this all the time.
and he does this.
Yeah, he shakes
He
his
shakes
legs.
his legs.
Yeah.
I'm my father's son.
You should tell him it's his fault.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks a lot, Dad.
You're never being on the podcast again.
Yeah, ever.
Was your dad bear? No, he had socks
You're a
on.
retired cop, and now
He
you're a
had shoes
retired
on.
Did he have
podcast
shoes?
guest.
Okay, well,
He had like dress shoes on.
if we have him back again, he'll be in socks.
Ever since I got sick too, I have like a wheeze when I laugh.
Yeah, I have a smoker's cough and a smoker's laugh right now.
So
You want to hear about new Subway girl?
Yes.
sure.
And by the way, I already have a realization about this new girl. And
Okay.
it's not really that. It's not on the same level as the Subway girl. That was a little bit more.
Not
you
gonna
know.
find that one again.
A little bit. I really missed it.
Tugging at the heartstrings.
Well, this was at Sheets. Because I go there quite a bit. What I like with Sheets is if I'm I wake up, I can order my breakfast for pickup there.
Mhm.
And then whenever I get there, I grab it and I can go and eat or whatever. It's just convenient and it's not bad.
It's decent.
Well, this time I was at Sheets. It was in the morning. And there's this girl, and she's like just totally my type. Which all you have to be my type is like small. That's it. Because I want to feel strong.
Natural protector coming out.
You can be taller than me. I actually don't care about that. But anyway. So I get up to her and I'm paying with cash. So I buy my stuff and she hands me her change or my change. But this is how she does it. You're me. Hold your hand out like this. Have a good day, hun.
How old was she?
She looked like she was 20s. I think
Okay.
I could tell her age this time.
That hun, that adds another.
But anyway, the next day I had to go back, or I saw her again, and I was further back in line, and I realized she calls everyone hun,
Oh man.
and she's just really nice.
Yeah, I mean that's all good. Good sign. It's not a bad sign.
Well, no, but that
Right,
doesn't-
it wasn't special.
and that just means that's blanketly how. The problem I have is there are a lot of nice girls out there, and it's hard to tell if they're just being nice or if they're into you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I don't have that problem. Except my wife says that the hoes at Wendy's are flirting with me.
Oh my gosh.
That's a real. Trey has heard this before. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
I'll have to tell you about my urgent care visit.
I don't think I've ever
Okay.
been flirted with. Well, maybe that.
I'm sure you
Maybe
have.
that Subway. Yeah, maybe I have and I don't know because I shut it off as just them being nice.
Women say that men can't pick up on signs. I don't think that's true.
But the problem. Well, okay, but don't make your sign a full investigation
right,
with
you gotta
paperwork.
dig in like for an hour.
Like, why do I have to hire a PI to find out if you're into me? How about you just be like, wink, do that? I don't know. I'll think
have
that's
a nice
funny.
day.
Right.
The universal sign I'm into.
I'll wink
Right.
back at
Like
you.
a Facebook poke.
And then we can go from there. If you don't wink back at me or I wink at you, you don't wink back. I know.
What if they have a lazy eye and they don't mean to wink? They tried to blink.
Well, that'd be the low percentage of
Okay.
potential discrepancies in the math.
Like normalize like a high five. So you like high five, and if they don't give you high five, you know they're not into.
Or if,
That's
Hit
creepy
the rock.
though.
what about hit the rock?
It's really awkward.
Hey, have a good day.
Or park the car. Park the car, dude. Beep beep.
I don't like any of these. I'm going back
Park
to
the
feet.
car.
So stupid. But yes, no, women out there.
Uh,
Um,
Be more obvious.
Well, or tell me in the comments what to do. Like, what do I do? Like, what? Like, okay, I'm at the point where I want to find someone. Single's fine, but I want to like actively look. Maybe I want to do it off of dating sites. I don't like dating sites.
It seems like they don't work very well.
It just
for you.
doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Because it's strictly based off of like how I look.
Yeah, it's
I heard that.
shallow.
I heard that someone. You send a picture of yourself.
So I've told this story to these guys. I've told it to a lot of people. This is the struggle of dating apps. Matched with this girl on Facebook dating, and I was attracted enough to her, and then we talked, and it was a good time. Like it was a fun. She wasn't boring. And
Good conversation.
She kept the conversation going. So I was like, we should move it off of Facebook dating because Facebook dating sucks. They like don't get notifications or stuff like that. I was like, we can however you want to communicate, Messenger, Snapchat, texting. I prefer texting.
Keep it simple.
So we texted. We exchanged numbers. One day goes by. This happened in one day, and then the next day is the texting day. And I'm going to a client's house, and I'm telling her about their dog because he's adorable. And she's like, send me a picture of him. And so when I get there, I send a picture of him. And she's like, oh, he's cute. And then she's like, let's see you. Now, maybe it's because I'm weird, but I took the picture. I don't know if I told you guys this. I was saluting.
I think you told me.
Because that's funny. And I'm not going to... What am I going to be like? I'm going to take a picture of me as I am.
Like the duck lips. Like
Yeah. So anyway, I sent her that picture. Never heard from her ever again. Nothing.
Insta ghost.
Gone. For all I know, she could have just disintegrated. Yeah, could have just spontaneously combusted.
You could have like the picture. She could have been driving. She saw the picture of you and just like mesmerized, and then hit a car.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey.
Or she's like, "Is that an alien? Like,
alien.
Alien.
Is that a burnt baby?"
Were you wearing a hat in the picture?
Yeah, I'm always wearing a hat.
Okay.
I guess if you get a salute picture back,
Yeah.
At ease, soldier.
There we go. All right. So if we exchange numbers, or I'm on a dating site and exchange numbers, if I send you a salute and you send it back, that means you're into me, right?
if you like what you see, salute back.
Yeah. I'll put that in my bio. I did think it would be fun if we like spiced up all my profiles.
I think that'd be fun too.
Like just take pictures and like we plan them and like me doing things.
Putt or just random
Most things I would really be doing.
Oh.
Just really staged, like overly staged pictures.
Yeah.
Or something
But
like
doing realistic things to where
Yeah.
it looks like you like
Right.
hired a crew to just
that. Right.
take pictures of
Exactly.
you. That would make a funny
I
YouTube
thought of
series.
one that would be really funny is like me on a stage and then we have like as many people as we can find to make it look like I'm doing like stand up or something or like a TED talk.
That would be funny.
It'd be like that's a level of catfishing, I guess, but it's still
Yeah.
me and I'm not doctored in any way. Just all the situations are not necessarily true.
Add hair to your head.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Just copy your beard and put
I
it
want
all
them
over
to
your
know
head.
I'm bald because I'm proud of it.
I think that'd be funny. I like it.
But yeah, rest in peace. Not rest in peace, but that's another one gone at the sheets. No, another
Doesn't have to be another one gone.
fish lost.
Tired of
Another
biting.
fish fried.
Yep, another fish fried. Fried fish.
Speaking of fish, we're going to Cabela's later today.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
Yeah, they got some sales going on. It's the beginning of, it's kind of springtime. Starting to
Very
go fishing
early
more.
season.
Yeah.
Well, it's literally at the start right now.
Do we
but
spring
it's-
forward this weekend?
Mhm.
I think
Tomorrow.
mom said we do.
Yes, sir.
So we gain an hour.
We
lose.
lose an hour.
We lose an hour.
2
I'll
a.m.
spring back. Fall forward. No. Fall back, spring forward.
Spring forward.
I got you.
It's
It's all there. Just got to arrange it right.
He's got the right words.
I think I need to get my my fishing license expired.
Mine does in May.
Mine does on the
Oh.
5th month, I think. Which would
Didn't
be
we get ours
May?
around the same time then? Maybe I got mine earlier. I don't remember.
I bought mine through the app
Oh, okay.
because it's so
Yeah, because
easy.
I think I got mine a
Well,
week after you did.
I
'cause
tried
you
to
told me
use
about
the
app.
You have to show me the app. I tried to use the app when I already had my license and I couldn't get it to show that I had it. So maybe if I buy it on the app,
Yeah,
it's easier
I'll show
that
you
way.
how I do it.
That way I don't
Pretty
have to go anywhere, right?
Right. Yeah. Did it from home.
You said I would love to hear about your ER experience.
Yeah, your urgent care.
Oh, so I asked my boss at work to leave like half an hour early just so I could get there before it closed. It was Thursday. Or no, it was Wednesday. Because I didn't go to church, yeah. So I went there. I waited in the waiting room for maybe half an hour, but then I was in the actual like room waiting on the nurse practitioner for like probably an hour. So I was there for a while.
They forget you.
And they weren't even that busy. I just don't think they have staff.
Dang.
But the first lady that comes in, she's just like taking your vitals, asking all the questions like, do you drink? Do you smoke? Do you feel safe at home? All the questions that they have to ask
Do you feel safe at home?
That was a question.
Did they ask you if you had guns in your house?
No.
Okay, I heard about them asking that.
They asked.
I'd be confused.
She asked like, have I fallen recently? I don't know. There's just like a series of questions.
Should have been like in love.
She's like, and these are questions we ask everybody. So then she left, and the nurse practitioner came in, and it was a younger girl.
Oh boy.
And I don't know if she was new or what, but I like pulled my mask down to like talk to her, and then she instantly started fumbling on her words. She was saying stuff, and then she would like stumble, and then I was like, I wasn't following the conversation. I was like, is she like nervous? Is she new? And I think it was just because she was nervous because of me, because I was
Sexy.
attractive or something. And I was like,
we came to the root of the problem.
which didn't do anything for me. I was like, oh, this is just weird. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Was your wife with you?
No, Maddie was at home because she's been studying for EdTPA for college to graduate. So she was home. So it was just super awkward. And she's like asking me questions, but she would like say a sentence and then it would like fall off. Like she forgot her train of thought or something. I don't know. It was really awkward. And then they came in and they give you the little, because they gave me like a steroid.
Mm-hmm.
And the steroid tasted like drywall dust or something. It was awful. But it was in like a little syringe. And they went to like put it in my mouth for me, and I just kind of like took it and then squirted it in my mouth myself.
The
Yeah.
nurse lady
Yeah,
chick?
I was like, okay, that was kind of weird.
I'm like,
Yeah, across the room. Or catch. But yeah, it was kind of awkward.
that's
Yep.
funny.
Some guys have that problem.
Yeah, I don't.
I've never had that problem.
The flirting hoes of Wendy's aren't like that.
And if I do have that problem, I don't usually pay attention or notice it.
Well, yeah.
But it's just me alone in a room with a female nurse practitioner, and I'm like picking up on everything that's going
All right,
on.
bend over and cough.
And Matt came
What if
over
she
and
said
Matt's
that?
like, oh, did she ask you to turn and cough or something? I was like, no, it wasn't that kind of checkup. She was just joking, but
What would you have done?
I'm like, no, it's my throat.
Turning off, sir. It's part of the procedure.
So we have to know. It's part of the strep test.
These are your lower tonsils. Oh, you got some stones.
Oh, your lower tonsil's swollen.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I can talk about what happened on Drew's stream last night.
Yeah? Who's Drew?
Drew's my brother.
Oh, the one that makes fun of me because I'm bald.
Yeah. He loves doing that. Don't know why. He's like, I made it my background or something, didn't he? Or my
I don't know.
screensaver.
I've heard it on my live.
It was like a screenshot from the podcast, too. But he was streaming. We played Apex for a little bit, if anybody knows what Apex Legends is. And then we played TFT, which is like an auto chess game on League of Legends. And somebody that watches his stream, their name is Farts Are Funny. And they came into the stream, not sure. And they said, hey, for every fart that you guys do during the stream, I will donate $5.
No way.
No.
So
way.
the rest of the stream for like 3 hours, Drew and I were just trying to fart as much as possible. And he continued the challenge through today. So
Is he
Drew's-
watching? Or they?
They were.
Like
He
today?
watched for like 4 hours. He was like in the chat, being engaging and everything. So it wasn't like a bot
Right.
or anything like that.
What did he donate? That's the question.
Well, he extended the challenge through to today.
Okay.
So he'll do it today too.
But that means he's
Well-
got to be watching.
Yeah. So whenever Drew's streams again, I assume he'll be in there. But we got to, and he was like, every time we got one, he would put in the chat. It was like, all right, that's $5. All right, that's $20. We got up to $50.
Dang. That's like a dream for you.
And I was like, all right, Drew. I was like, I'm gonna
Poop
I'm
my
gonna
pants.
take this challenge all the way. So I was like, getting my technique down, and I was like, letting, because if there's a pause in between, he would count that as $5. So I would just like let a little bit out at a time to get as much out of each part.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, we're gonna run this challenge to the ground, brother.
What
So,
the?
yeah,
How
we
many
got
times
it.
did Drew fart?
I was carrying the team, obviously.
Right.
So Drew got like $10, and the other 40 was all me. So
That's highly impressive.
Wow.
I knew it would come in handy one day. All the pain that you guys go through.
Right. It should have been that camping trip.
Yeah, that's what I told Drew. I was like, if only it was the weekend before this, we'd be at like a $200 by now.
Dang.
But
Yeah,
I thought that was really funny.
that is funny. It's unique too. You hear of people like coming into the streams and gifting, but like to do it based on that, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If there was a burping version of that, I'd have been doing good.
Yeah.
On like the quantity or quality.
Depending on the day, both.
Okay.
It just depends.
Depends on what I ate this morning.
What do you want to get at Cabela's? Or look
I don't know. I kind of want to get everything. But
I might get a couple more beetle spins.
yeah, I thought about some beetle spins, and then I thought about some different soft baits, like some swim baits, because
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of practice with those, and I hear that they're good for times like when it's colder, and I'm a Texas rig cheap skank.
Yeah, I miss catching a fish on Texas rig. So
Yeah, it's kind of my go-to. You know the little creek that runs, not the road that I live on, but the one that the alley goes to, that next road that you are on a lot? The creek that goes by the Kroger. I wonder if there's fish in there. I know there's
I've
homeless
thought
around
about it.
there.
Yeah, I've thought about it,
Kroger right down here.
Yeah, there's a creek that goes under
but it's like
the
usually
main road.
pretty shallow. It's small.
It is, but it was up a lot, and that's when I noticed it, because I never even noticed that it was there. I knew there was
Yeah, I've
missing
never noticed
ground,
that.
right? Like a
Yeah.
creek bed, but
Huh.
I don't know. I just thought about like walking down there one day with a
Mm.
dock demon or something.
Last weekend, or I don't even remember when. Recently, I went with Dalton. Went checked his trail cams with him. He wanted to do shed hunting, but he couldn't find a babysitter for his daughter. We found one, so we were gonna fish too. And so we hit up this farm pond of his family, who's friends with them. Didn't catch anything, didn't have any bites, but it was that cold rain the day before. But I think that would be like a really good spot.
Hope Farm Pond.
Yeah, that we could hit, hopefully, because obviously we'd go with Dalton, not us.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd come along.
That's like my buddy Drew, his pond. We
Yeah,
caught,
there's a lot of bass in there.
we caught a lot of bass in there.
A lot of smaller ones, but a lot
Yeah.
of them.
Huh.
Like pretty
Well,
much
then
every cast. If
It
you
might
did
be
your
bigger
part.
this year.
Yeah.
Well, they were trying to do some management and thin them out and get bigger,
Yeah.
healthier fish. It's pretty cool.
Why haven't we gone there?
That was years ago.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a while
That
ago.
was for like 2-3 years ago. It was like a one-time thing with his buddy.
maybe we need to hit him up again.
I can ask.
Nice dude.
He's got a kid on the way and stuff. Also.
He's living your dream.
So many kids.
I don't remember what I was gonna say.
I have something.
Sure.
And I can't talk about it too much, unfortunately, because of the platform we're on. But we, as a podcast, have been censored.
Oh, yeah.
And in a way that I feel is pretty wrong and incorrect and terrible.
And unneeded,
Yeah. Unnecessary, just...
it wasn't even based on...
I don't remember what it was about.
Right. So, one of our episodes... Oh, after this, I have something else. One of our episodes, I had mentioned that I had a coworker...
Okay.
who had some medical issues that he felt like were due to a certain inoculation.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, I remember this.
Right. For a popular or a high topic of conversation sickness.
Yeah.
Fairly novel sickness. And our podcast got taken down, and we now have like a channel warning because of it.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even realize. That's...
And the problem I have with it is they were saying that we were spreading medical misinformation. And my problem with that is I specifically said that this coworker's opinion was.
Right. Can't we dispute?
We can.
That's the thing about this platform, though, is
Yeah.
you can't
doesn't
get in
matter.
contact with anybody about it.
Nope.
Even like other big YouTubers on
Yeah.
the platform can't get
Yep.
stuff on it. And it's all algorithm based, so it just looks for keywords. So if you say the keyword, it just flags it for whatever.
What
And
is
here's-
the point in giving a strike to such a small channel?
Well, and there's the other thing. If right now it's like a warning, right? It's not an
Control.
I don't believe it's an actual channel strike. If we were to dispute it, the way I understand it, and I didn't look into it too much because I was really mad, and I've had time to kind of calm down about it. Still unhappy and still feel that it's wholly wrongful.
Yeah.
But my understanding is that if we dispute it, it'll be an official channel strike. If we dispute it and tell the video to go live again, I think then is when it'll be like an actual strike. That I could be wrong on that. That's just what I thought I read. But it was just so frustrating that a video with literally like 100 views, and we didn't even spread medical misinformation. We said it was opinion based.
That's like yesterday. Someone made I think it was the Schmo Yoho, the people that do like the auto-tune like remixes of like Joe Biden speeches or whatever. They made a song with I think it was Barack Obama and Joe Biden, but it was like AI voices.
Mm-hmm.
They made a song with those two, and at the bottom of the video it had like a link to, I can't remember if it was like a Wikipedia page or something, but it was about the 2020 election.
Yeah, like a misinformation context thing.
on a song that just happens to be about two
Right.
presidents.
It'd be like a bad lip reading getting the same thing.
It makes no sense for that to be there at all. That's what I just think it's all algorithm based. So if they see Barack Obama or Joe Biden in the title, they just slap the little disclaimer on there.
Well, the problem is, even if it's algorithm based, they stick behind it.
Yeah.
If they
Yeah.
realize that there's been a mistake, they don't fix it.
Right.
They just continue down that path,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the
so
problem.
weird that we're learning this already.
Right?
And we're like not.
We're not a thing yet.
No.
We just got a bunch of feet watchers and we're
I
getting
just.
slapped.
Why can't we have opinions on a platform like this?
Yeah,
It's just the way
it's like living in Russia,
media's going.
Like, this is America.
and we're on the biggest, not producer, but the biggest platform that puts out information of all different types.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is there not allowed to be freedom of information, freedom of opinions?
That's just. That's disappointing, YouTube.
It's not surprising, but it's surprising how quickly it happened and on such a small scale that
Right.
caused it.
Yeah, that's the
definitely.
irking.
Like if we had millions of people watching this and we truly influenced people,
Yeah.
it'd be different. But it just it makes no sense. It was very frustrating.
Interesting.
Yeah,
That's a
it's not new.
downvote.
and it's not unique to us.
Nope.
Everyone's getting it. It's just
It's been a thing for years.
yep.
Imagine the channels that are like Demo Ranch and stuff
They got really
and
toe
his
the line.
content. Like, geez, man.
Yeah.
That's why, man. I mean, that's just I don't know.
Yep. even the bigger channels have like a representative assigned to them, and they still don't get resolution or answers most of the time.
Wow. Especially when you're a bigger channel and you have all that money going around and it's so unprofessionally managed. Not the money, but the whole like organization
Right.
in itself.
This is like, what are they doing instead? Like, if
Well, it's part of Google. So Google uses YouTube as a search engine platform, just like it does Google.
Yeah.
They sell that information. They use it for advertising, targeting. I mean, it's an ecosystem. It's not just like, hey, this is a funny video, whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
It's their whole business model.
That's just ridiculous.
So I told you I had some medical issues at work, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not me. And I'm going to keep this very vague for privacy of, my employees and stuff. But I had an employee have an incident. It wasn't at fault. It wasn't his fault, but something happened. And this was Wednesday. So I had been sick. I got sick like Friday. Left work a little bit early. Didn't feel good at all Friday. Didn't really feel that good the rest of the weekend. Worked from home Monday and Tuesday. Go back to work Wednesday. My employee, I'm literally back to work for less than an hour, and he has this incident. And he thinks he's okay, whatever. Later on, like 15 minutes later, he's like, yeah, I got to go to urgent care. I was like, okay. Do you want me to go with you, or are you okay going by yourself? Whatever. He's like, I'd like for you to go with me. So we're like, fine, I'll drive you. Not allowed to do that per company policy. Has to be a third party for whatever legal reasons, whatever. So gets taken to urgent care. I'm following right behind him. I go. We're there for the better part of the day. He gets his thing looked at. He's okay. He goes back to work. So the next day, come in. It's probably lunchtime. I'm in another coworker's office talking, and this employee comes in and is like, I got to go to the hospital. You need to call the squad for me right now. So I did. First time in my life, I dialed 911. I was almost nervous. Like, I didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
And it was a really jarring experience. I don't know if you guys have ever called 911.
When I was a kid.
So, like, I'm on with the dispatcher, right? Which was a sheriff's deputy. It was strange. But then they patched to, like, the fire department or whatever. So I'm hearing their whole conversation while they're hearing me and the dispatcher. It was just very chaotic. I didn't know who to answer to,
Right.
Very chaotic, whatever. So then that person goes to the hospital, and I kind of feel like I should go because they didn't have a ride home. They didn't, it wasn't, the situation was, I felt like it was the right thing to do to go.
Sure.
So I'm there all day again, at the hospital this time. Have to wear a freaking mask, which I didn't like. It was just a whole thing. So my whole week was just, I hate hospitals. I hate doctors. I don't hate doctors. I hate being in the presence of medical staff, I guess, which sounds terrible. Like, you guys do a lot of good work, but I
You
don't wanna be
terrify
around
him.
for it. Right.
That's like, I always get, they call it white coat syndrome. So like, yeah, so you're just a little nervous about being at the doctor's. So they like take your pulse and stuff, and they're like, oh,
It's
your
always
pulse is a
elevated.
little high. I was
Yeah,
like,
because you're taking it.
Just a little nervous.
Yeah.
So
Last
okay, we'll
time-
try and take it again in a couple minutes.
Last time that happened to me, I had like pinched my finger and it needed glued back together. But I was at like the hospital, and I was nervous, but it was because of the girl, because she was attractive.
Oh,
It's a reverse of trade situation.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because she was like, yeah, your heart rate's pretty high. We'll try again. She said that.
Someone else should do this.
And then,
it's
and
you.
then then she tried again, and she's like, well, maybe it's me. I don't remember what I said.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Definitely.
I
Look at my
need-
boots.
I need a male
Yeah.
in here.
I need a
Need a
dude,
male.
so I can calm down.
That's good stuff.
Jeez.
I want to do a scenario again.
Okay, I think Trey should think of the scenario.
All right, Trey. No pressure.
Fate of the world's riding on you. No pressure.
The fate of the whole universe.
A scenario.
A scenario.
You can steal it from a movie or something too. While you think, there's a show on Netflix called Outlast. It's like Alone meets Survivor. There's teams of like survivors on this plot of land up in Alaska, and they have to survive, but they're in conflict with the other teams. There's like 4 of them, and it was unique, but it reminded me of our scenario when we were on like a deserted island and we found the tribe with us.
Yeah,
It was kind of neat. A little nod back to that.
I'm drawing a blank, fellas.
Think about
I'm
a
trying
movie.
to think of one that
or-
wouldn't just be like, oh yeah, this, and it's just over. I watched a movie last night with Drew. I had like Idris Elba, if you guys know who that is. The guy that plays Smeagol in Lord of the Rings. And he's basically, the movie was like, I think it was set in like London or something. So Idris Elba's like a London police officer, but I can't even remember what the movie was called. Drew just like started playing it and I just watched it with him. But the guy, do you know what that guy's name is that plays Smeagol?
I can't remember.
Can't remember his name. But he was the bad guy. And basically he was someone that is like, he's like mentally disturbed, and so he would like go in and he'd blackmail people after he found their secrets.
Whoa.
And then
Okay.
he would get them killed. He'd basically make them commit suicide after
Wow.
because they didn't want to get their secret out. So the whole premise of the movie was that death for the victims was easier than revealing their secret. And then he would use that as an end to make friends with the families, and then he would blackmail the families after that. So he was kind of like covering his
Holy
tracks all
crap.
the time. So he was like doing this with like 5 different families and changed his name and everything. It was all right. It was okay. He like made this he called it the Red Bunker. And so there's all these other people that are like him, and he's like live streaming it. And they would like vote to decide what they would do to the victim on the live stream. It was a pretty dark movie, if I'm going to be honest.
Okay,
Wow.
so I have a pretty simple scenario question.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah.
This is something I've been thinking. I never knew this about you. This is an observation.
Oh boy. Cut.
No, it's not bad. I was thinking about this. I don't think you feel comfortable talking about emotional things.
Oh, I do.
Have you ever felt that?
I'm very introspective.
Well,
So I think more about it than I talk
personally,
more about
yeah,
it.
I think personally you are yourself introspective. I just feel like if we start talking about feeling things, you may not like that conversation as much.
Probably wouldn't choose it, but I don't think it'd make me uncomfortable.
Oh, maybe uncomfortable is the wrong word.
I would say I'm guarded. Maybe.
It was just something randomly I was thinking about. I
I've
never
either-
noticed it.
Yeah, I've never thought that about myself, but maybe compared to like a normal person, I am.
But maybe I'm too open about talking about how I feel about things, and
maybe I'm more closed and you're more open,
Yeah.
so it's a bigger.
so I
divide.
think that
That's
Let
probably
us
true.
know. Let us know in the comments.
Right? Am I emotionally closed off?
Yeah.
Don't ask my wife.
we're gonna call his wife.
No. See, that's just a bad idea.
But it could just be part of your personality too, like you.
I'm not saying it's anything wrong with it. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
I never really realized it, and then what made me realize it was when that day I was talking with your wife, and she started getting in too deep to things you felt, and I would have kept the conversation going, but you were like trying to like stop it.
What was it about?
Parental stuff and
Oh,
stuff like that.
okay.
So that was where that stemmed from.
Maybe he just thought you didn't want to talk about it.
Well,
Sierra.
I was into it. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't mind talking about it, but
He's
that's
like, all
different.
right, Sierra, that's enough. Maybe he doesn't want to talk about this.
Yeah, you were just trying to like politely like stop it. Like, no, we're good. No, we're good. We don't need to talk about that right now. He's trying to leave.
I think I remember
So-
what you're talking about.
Yeah. Anyway.
So I'm gonna go cry in the corner.
Yeah.
But yeah.
See,
No, now I'm gonna be stuck thinking about that. So the scenario I thought of is the Purge. If
No,
the
I've never-
Purge,
Oh.
Never watched The Purge.
do you know the concept? Okay,
There's
so
like a day in the
like-
day of the year
yeah.
where they kill each other.
yeah, so there's
night where
one
crime
night a
is-
year.
okay.
Yep, where crime is legal. Up to they have like different classifications, but like murder, grape, things
I feel
like
that
that
would be a
are
horrible
legal.
society, though.
It is. It's like a dystopian future kind of thing.
Ugh.
Like that was their way of cleansing and stuff. Super dystopian.
Yeah, like in the movie, like crime was down 50% because of the purge they have every year.
But they also
like
took
that.
it like a very political stance where it was like the people perpetuating the purge were the ones selling the guns and security systems. Like they turned it kind of political. But anyway, let's say the purge is real. One night a year, all crime is legal. What would you do for that night?
Ooh.
I would be bunkering up, buddy.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to go out and attack people,
No.
but I'm bunkering up.
Okay.
And anyone who comes in this door that I have is dead.
So, okay.
And everyone would know this, by the way.
Right. It wouldn't be a secret.
All
You'd
the
be
friends
like,
would know. I'd be like, this time of year, you can come over if you want, but you got to let me know today if you're coming. I got a list. Because if I don't know, you're going to die if you come in.
Right. Don't knock.
And, I mean, I would go overboard with it, man.
That'd be a good short.
I'd set up traps. And again,
Really?
if this is a
Wait.
world,
Wait. Okay. No. It's too emotional. What would you do? What would you do if it was today and you were in the van? How would you would you fortify the van or would you hide somewhere?
well, here's where I'm going with this.
Okay. Sorry, I jumped the gun.
You got excited.
I did. Not enough emotion.
If I'm in this world where we know that this is a thing, this is a normal thing,
Mm-hmm.
I would not be the me I am right now
Okay.
because I would be someone who would have, basically I would have the preparation stuff.
Yeah.
Preparation H.
You'd make sure you wouldn't be in that situation.
What is preparation H?
Hemorrhoids.
Oh,
Hemorrhoids relief. I think. Right?
that sounds familiar.
It's either that or it's like the. Is it the UTI medicine?
It's definitely not that.
Okay.
But anyway,
I can picture it.
let's say if I was still living in the van, see, everything would be so different because if
Right.
there is a day in a year where I know that I'm going to have to defend my life and maybe my family's life,
You would prioritize.
I
stuff
would have,
different.
that would have already been set up
Right.
Yeah.
to where I would have the most defensible position I could have.
He's getting emotional.
Yeah. Getting
Don't
choked
choke up.
up. So it's hard to answer because it would be a very different world.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do know that
So you would turtle up.
I would have my family protected. I would have traps set. I assume if this existed, I would be much better with money
Okay.
because my money would
Out of
be invested
necessity.
in defense.
Right.
Because I'm not going to go out and attack people, but I am going to protect what I have.
Yeah.
So yeah, trapped up like crazy, bro. And I'm insane, so like let's say it's that time of year where it's not, if someone wanted to come over, they'd have to let me know. And I'd be like, "All right, you got to give me 2 days cuz I have to disable everything."
I gotta undo a week's worth of.
Gotta
Yeah.
make sure all the traps
preparation.
aren't set.
I'm telling you, like, I would want them to, if they stepped a foot onto my property, that foot would blow up.
Oh dang.
It's a lot of money, but I see what you're.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe not blow up, get a bear trap.
Right.
And
Bear
then
trap.
and then I have a sensor that tells me that bear trap went off. And then
Quadrant
I can go
B4.
up to the top of my tower with my 50 cal and shoot you in the head. You know what I
We're
mean?
going straight to the
My
top.
No, I'm
goodness.
telling you, like,
You
most of what I
prioritize
would
your whole
do-
life around it.
100%. So
Yeah.
I would have a high point, vantage point. I'd be on the top of a hill.
A high
with
point
my
pistol.
house. I would live on a hill. So the only way that you could effectively get to me is by airdrop. And I'm standing on the freaking top of this tower, bro. So I'm gonna be shooting at you if you try to airdrop in, bro. I don't care if I miss. I'll have machine guns. I'll have freaking sniper rifles, dude. I'll have grenades. I'll be throwing bombs at you. I'll literally throw a bomb at you and shoot that guy. Get away. So don't ever
I
make
like
this
it.
a thing. I don't want to
like
have to
it.
become this person.
Be a total lifestyle shift.
I mean, it would literally encompass me.
Yeah, I think it would. Me too.
Everything about my life would be preparing and executing my plan that day
Yeah.
to protecting my family
So that's
and
your
my
plan.
friends.
Yeah, if we make the list on time.
I mean, yeah, I think that's a good rule though. Like I
Well,
would let
yeah.
you guys know,
Yeah, definitely.
but it's like, hey, listen,
This is your trap off date.
yeah, like I don't want you guys to die, so let me know.
I'm thinking about it in two different ways.
This is the guy that we call Raid Master, by the way. So let's just preface this.
So I have my
Trey's got a violent side.
I have my evil crime lord boss scenario where I'm not actually me, and then I have my scenario where it's actually me.
Okay, let's hear you first, and then we'll go to the extreme crime.
Okay.
lord.
So me, I would probably just try to get whoever was willing or wanted to and didn't have a plan. I would just get all of us as a group together, and we would bunker down somewhere.
Okay.
We either bunker down a certain person's house.
So you're on the
you know,
defensive side.
Yeah, get all the munitions, and you just camp it out and defend what's yours.
Cody, come on down.
Yeah.
I would like that. And I think we would do that if we were in that situation.
Yeah.
All of our friends would do
Right.
all my friends, like we would have a coalition.
Because unfortunately, probably what would happen, and we don't even have, like, the purge isn't real, obviously. There's already scenarios where people have grouped together and just destroyed blocks of stuff.
Absolutely.
So you'd probably be defending yourself from, like, an army, like a mob.
But multiple, like everywhere, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody and their brother that wants to do that would be.
Big problem with a group becoming big, though, is now they become an intimidation power.
Yeah.
So that could create another group that now wants to go to war with this large group. That's why sometimes it's a little smarter to be individualist or a small group that has a very defensible position.
Yeah, so my mind goes straight to, like, big strategy. Where are we going to defend? What points do we have to defend? And make sure there's only, like, hopefully in a perfect scenario, there's only one way in and out, and you just defend that point. So that anyone that tries to get in, you're just taking them out. So
here's the other problem, and the problem with the whole premise, really. If, let's say, you had 5 friends, there's no way under current circumstances, which is what this would be, that all of those 5 friends could defend their own homes, or make them defensible and go to one place. Even if you're safe in, like, a bunker or something, your house could get torched.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's like the risk. Like,
in my head, it's not a house; it's made of metal.
Okay, your pillbox can get smoldered. Yeah,
melted.
Right. So, what's your crime lord?
So my crime lord scenario is, I would capitalize it. So I'd make, like, an underground, like, fight club or something. So, like, people pay, like, a money to get in, and you fight someone else one-on-one legally
to the death,
and then
you just pay people to watch.
As far as you make it, that's how much money you get.
I mean, that kind of gets brought into one of the movies.
Does it?
Yeah, some of the ultra elites, like, but they don't do it quite like that. They band together and then abduct people and throw them in there, like
place bets and stuff.
Yeah,
place bets.
Yep, exactly.
Or people, because you could kind of make it like that, where you're forcing people to do it. So then if this person loses, all right, this person gets everything that they own now and stuff like that.
Okay.
That's my crime lord thought.
Okay. So I also kind of have 2 ways of thinking about it. One is I think the most realistic, and the other is what I would really love to do. And I'll start with the boring, most realistic, and that's obviously, defend a position, as a group or whatever had to happen, alone or as a group with my family, whatever. Defend a position, stay away from everything, just stay safe for the night, right? The more fun that I would really rather do is get a group together, be out in it, and just collect everything that people die and leave. All
like
the guns.
scavenge.
Yes. I would turn that night into a scavenging spree.
I feel like if we were in a group, that would possibly be part of. Maybe we have a group, right? And we have a team who want to do that. So they're the team that go and scavenge, and maybe they get something in return, whether it's safe haven from us or something.
Keep their family safe or something. Yeah. I would honestly really love to do that. Like, if that was reality of life.
Wouldn't want to be out there.
I would, just for that reason.
Like, I wouldn't want to be in the fray because there are so many, like, chances of me dying, and not because of me, because I literally, like, couldn't have known or couldn't see.
There could be a guy in an apartment building just sniping people
Correct.
he sees on the street.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
I don't want to die like that. If I want to die in a position where I know I can do my best.
Right.
I can do everything. I'm like dying, and I'm like knowing I did everything I could.
That's where you'd have to really plan about. Here's the route we're taking. We don't
Have to have
diverge
comms.
off.
Have to have a
Yeah.
a
We
team.
go in, we get what we're getting, and we get out.
And the problem with that too is the rich people, the elites in that situation, they're the real powers because they have the money.
Right.
So they have the
Yeah.
money to buy all the freaking stuff.
And the bad side of me wants to like steal money too. Like you're grabbing it, you're breaking open ATMs and
At least steal from the bad people
something.
if you steal it.
Come on, Robin Hood.
No, he's not giving it to the poor. He's just keeping it.
I know.
He's a
His
a
nickname's
self-Robin
the
Hood.
Dragon. He lays on a bed of gold.
King Midas over there.
It's like, it's the Purge. Where's Trey? He's in there. Open the door. He's just going, ah. Ah. Just all
Laying on
this
a bed of
gold.
money. I think more realistically, I would do whatever it takes to protect my wife, which means playing it safe and smart. What I would like to do, what I think I would like to do in that situation is be a scavenger.
I just feel like that'd be such a horrible world to live in.
Yeah.
Because no
everybody's
longer...
year is based on that one day.
Right.
And no longer will I have the desire to pursue anything creative or anything that like makes me me. I'd have to become a monster just to survive.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. Part of it is to basically kill the homeless in the scenario of the movies.
Mm.
That's like how they cleanse. Like, you know, you get your demons out one night a year and then everyone's good the rest of the time. You kill all the homeless so there's not as much reliance on that and it frees up the economy.
Imagine the cleanup the next day.
I can't imagine.
Why allow the R word? I feel like that should like even if you're like everyone go crazy, why allow that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like to me, like
And I could have that wrong, but I think it was.
it's just
Pretty
like
sure
killing is bad.
it was like it
But
was like crime.
At
in
least if
general.
you're killing someone, they don't have to deal with scars that you gave them.
Yeah, there's no lasting pain and
Because
suffering.
now you're taking from this person so much, and now they're probably going to off themselves because they're going to be like, well, next year this is probably going to happen to me again.
That's what I think. I think a lot of people would do it before it happened. People would just be so scared of it.
That makes me so sad to think about.
Sorry, man.
How does it make you feel?
I don't like feelings.
It's a very dark.
It really
world.
does make me very sad. I don't like the idea of it.
Yeah, it's a terrible reality
It's
if
just-
that was the reality.
Like murder, the murder part doesn't make me sad. Makes me defensive, like I want to defend. But I feel like, yeah, like I said, at least you're not screwing them up for the rest
Right.
of their freaking life,
Torment and
you know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
well, it was a fun thought to kind of
Yeah.
come to a close on. Sorry, guys.
Anyway. Hey, I did good. No redacted statements.
That's true.
Nice.
Traded
Ooh,
good.
next time,
We're getting it.
I'm bottled up.
Let it out.
I'm going to have a shirt that has a redacted statement on it.
Oh no.
Should we,
I fear for my safety.
this is episode 10.
Mm-hmm.
We should do something special for an episode. Like, what about 15? Or 20? 20 is a
Sure.
big number.
20 is a big number.
You know, maybe if we make it to 20, we'll do something. Like, if we're on 19 or 18 and we're like, we think we might make it to 20,
We could do a live one
we'll do, like, yeah, something special.
or an at location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would like to have Jade on sometime soon. As long
Yeah.
as we can decide a day, and I'll let him know, and he can work his schedule around it.
Yeah.
So, like, in a couple weeks or something.
We definitely want to have more guests. I want to do more challenges. We've all talked about that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of
I
fun.
like the food challenges.
more feet.
Less feet. Anyway,
It was a good episode.
thank you so much for watching or listening. Again, made it to episode 10. Talked about a lot of things. As summary, Spencer doesn't have feelings. I'm due to be lonely and single for the rest of my life. And Trey doesn't have an ugly face. So,
Back to you at home, Jay.
yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.